Honestly, I think Louis Thompson has shown far more passion when he played soccer, aka football, than any of these Costa Rican photos of him getting caught being affectionate, quote unquote, with Zara. And someone pointed out in one of the Larry Silence and fan groups that it is such a failing stunt that even the media is on the side inadvertently of the Larrys. If you take a look at the latest, oh, where was it? I posted it here, but there was a body language expert that said that there's just something's off with the chemistry. They look misaligned. It looks it's lacking, and but generally speaking, if it's the early stages of relationship, it's pretty much the honeymoon period, and most people are like really gaga over each other. And for them to be bored with each other in barely a month is like, really? And why did it take so long to have photos surface that show them together? I mean, for the longest time when this Zara romance was covered, you saw still photos of them, but not together, and it was just like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, until Costa Rica, all we saw were the photo of them having dinner, and then it was all like hush hush, and then it was sort of like this innuendo, and then suddenly they're in Costa Rica, where Louis, I think, is recording or making music or something, and then they just so happen to be papped in like a public place where there's lots of onlookers, and it just is anticlimactic, and you're just like, "Huh?" Anywho's, I don't know, it just Louis just so he shows so much more, enthusiasm when he is playing soccer, and I swear, I mean, if he showed even half the enthusiasm that he has when he's done his celebrity soccer charity matches with Zara, then I think it actually would be believable, but quite frankly, he looks like he is just over it. I keep saying this, and when you talk about these celebrity rumors, there's chatter in the Larry Stylinson Facebook group about somebody had posted anonymously that kind of pleading to the Larry fandom. Sorry, I'm tired. The Larry fandom about stop saying that Harry and Louis are married because it's this. It makes us look silly. It's used against us. Yada yada yada. And okay, well, the aunties will always find something to discredit the Larrys. And the Larrys, if you really want to think about it, the Larrys, they love to have fun with this stuff. I mean, I love having fun with this stuff. I mean, yeah, sure. Maybe sometimes we're really, really reading into things. Maybe we are. We're stretching our logic and we're like really reaching for connections that aren't there. I don't know. I mean, people see what they see. We always see the world and filter it through the lens of our own experience. Now, I, I, I completely disagree with that post. I am not going to stop insisting at times that they're married, divorced, or having some kind of separation. But whether I'm a Larry today and a Huey tomorrow, or vice versa, I will maintain that the number one person in these two people's lives are each other. And I disagree that Louis fell harder for Harry. No, Harry fell first, and he fell the hardest because in that relationship, Harry is like the girl. So the jealous, petty minx one, and that is what's so cute. And like a girl that's in this almost widowhood of mourning because they're not with their person, he is really showing it. Louis just Louis is the rock to Harry's water, in my opinion. Um, I think that Lou can live with Harry much easier than Harry can live without Lou. I don't think Harry could live without Lou. I think Harry is exhibiting signs of someone who's got his heart or his half of his soul is missing without Louis. Now, why is it that we like to insist that they are married or were married or were somehow a duo of some kind because they pretty much were and are, and maybe they're on another hiatus, but I've never seen Harry Styles this thrilled to be with somebody other than, um, Louis. Now, somebody said, "Well, what Harry fell for Olivia Wilde." I'm like, "Did he?" I mean, I guess he's got that Olivia tattoo, but wasn't Olivia like a cat that was his sister's or something? Or honestly, maybe that was part of the stunt. Because guess what? There is such a thing as like the lengths that the industry goes to closet people. I mean, don't put it past them. You have to get a tattoo. So all I can say is y- as they've gotten older, if you look at photos of them in the early years throughout the band's time, and even like the AI renditions of Harry and Louis together, they're like a lock and a key. They just fit. They fit like a glove. And that's why watching Louis with Zara is just so unbelievably fucking painful. And I had an active protest, to be honest. I had to do this mock writing assignment, and I had to create sort of this like vignette of like a case. And guess what I did? I said I gave like a fake name to this case study because it's based on a like a composite of like different like scenarios. Anyway, I said that the case subject, I gave it a name and I said it was married and I said the husband's name was Harold Starles and that the daughter was Darcy Styles and the case subject's name was Louise. That was my act of protest actually with all this crazy Zara news. Now, I don't know. I mean, body language experts, if they are even worse than I think diet experts, quote unquote, and astrologers, as they contradict each other every which way to Saturday. And you can take 10 astrologers, give them the same birth chart, and they will have like 10 vastly different interpretations. But I will say that this one expert, Judy James, you were right. There is just such a juxtaposition between Louis and Harry and Louis and Zara and never the twain shall meet. Why does the industry do this? Like, why? Like, honest to God, have they not progressed with their times? Like, seriously? Do they really believe that the commercial bottom line is going to be that damaged if somebody is gay? I mean, if you don't believe that they do this, then you have not researched your like industry history because I have said this before. Elton John in the mid 80s was married to a woman. Look it up. He had been married to a woman. I think it was only a few years. And when they would go watch, when he would be out with his wife at the time, watching tennis and any kind of like public outing, it was so interesting because you see Elton John sitting watching like a tennis match, and then his wife at the time, and then his close friend. And when you look at Elton John now with his husband, for the most part, Elton John has not looked he has looked so much happier and more natural and more himself with his husband David than he ever looked with his wife. So yes, Sir Elton John had an ex-wife named Renata, and they were married from 1984 to 1988, and no kids. But if you look up his wedding photos, I mean, he put on quite the show. I honestly think that that was a stunt. And that was how far the industry went. I mean, honestly, why did they even bother stunting Elton John? I mean, it was quite obvious in the 70s that Elton John kind of went the other way. But I don't know. I guess the 80s were that homophobic. I can't remember. But needless to say, they went that far and they've If you go back in the studio system of Hollywood, they routinely would set up these marriages just to hide someone's true true leanings.